I'd now like to ask Dagmar Bley to come up, and Dagmar Bley is the current chair of the management committee of the JPI Climate, but has also been leading on the JPI Climate Module 2, which is the one that's been leading in the development of this this workshop. So Dagmar.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would also like to welcome you on behalf of JPI Climate, the joint programming initiative on connecting climate knowledge for Europe, and especially on behalf of the working group 2 of JPI Climate, which has its focus on researching and advancing climate services development. I'm very happy that so many of you followed our invitation to attend this workshop, and I think we have here more than 80 people from around 20 countries on our participants list, and this is also a proof of the strong interest that we could evoke during the last years in this topic of climate services, and to which, to some extent, also JPI Climate contributed. Before I want to we start this workshop, I want to give you a little bit more information about its background. We started 5 years ago to build up this joint programming initiative on climate, and we identified climate services to be one out of 4 main themes that we considered important to deal with in this initiative, beside decadal climate predictions, sustainable transformation of society, and decision-making tools. And all these 4 modules together have the overall aim of providing integrated climate knowledge for decision-making, which is, so to speak, the core of the JPI Climate. And the climate services topic has a special role in this whole structure, because it can also be seen as somehow as a binding element between all those modules, and also between the real science, pure science, and the application and the use of this science for example, for decision-making or long-term transformations in society. Well, since we started in 2010, a lot has happened also regarding this topic of climate services. In the very beginning, it was mainly United Kingdom and Germany where first activities had started regarding climate services, but meanwhile several other initiatives have constituted themselves: the Global Framework for Climate Services, the Copernicus Climate Change Service, and also the European Commission has developed a roadmap for the next years on the development of climate services. We will hear about all that later on, and during this process, also new questions came up during the last years about what roles these different actors could play in the development of climate service, or in the whole field of climate services. And we will also cover this aspect in a second part of our workshop today. This workshop is part of a coordination and support action kindly funded by the European Commission. And within this coordination and support action, there is one task especially dealing with researching and advancing climate services development. And in the very beginning, we wanted this workshop to evaluate what we were working on during the last years in 2 fast-track activities, one on mapping climate services providers, and the other one on a better understanding the actual state regarding user needs. And we thought this workshop to bring together stakeholders and climate service providers and scientists to evaluate what we had developed in the working group so far. But meanwhile, the process even went longer, went faster, and implementation also made a big step forward, as we're now planning an AeroNet, as you might know already, and you will hear about that also later on. And we're planning to launch a call within this AeroNet. So this workshop also got a different aspect now included, which is bringing together scientists and stakeholders and the different actors, also for already developing concrete research ideas and maybe already building already consortia. This is the second part this afternoon of our workshop and tomorrow also. So I hope all participants of these different groups can gain benefit for their own purposes out of this workshop, and I wish you all of us a very fruitful workshop 2 days. Thank you.